treats and celebrate Dad's Day at Good Times Cafe.
Move on, though. Good times.
Amco presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation, so it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
For the health coverage you need close to home, lean on Molina Healthcare. Molina has 40 years of experience and covers preventive services, prescription drugs, maternity and newborn care, and more. For details, go to leanonmolina.com. Get the care you need. Lean on Molina.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. That's all true, but thankfully they're offering a way out. The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, you could save thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best deal possible. And they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau to prove it. Call Optima for your free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. Optima Tax Relief. For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
An important message from Kaiser Permanente. Thanks to new federal funding, you may be among the millions of Americans now eligible for federal financial assistance to help lower your health coverage premiums, even if you didn't qualify before. That's right. You may now qualify for federal financial assistance to help lower your health coverage premiums, even if you didn't qualify before.
Call Kaiser Permanente now at 1-800-494-6261. That's 1-800-494-6261.
Hey, it's Gary Hoffman. Let's talk about your Medicare coverage. Are you new to Medicare? Scan Health Plan is here to help. With Scan, you get comprehensive coverage plus extra benefits that may surprise you, all with exceptional service you won't find anywhere else. Call Scan at 1-855-370-7226, TTY 711, or ask your agent about Scan. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
KFI would like to thank the Radio and Television News Association for making KFI News the winningest news outlet in Southern California.
KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
An iHeart radio station.
Good morning, everybody. Bill Handel here on a hot Friday, June 18. Yesterday, the president signed the bill making Juneteenth a national holiday, and there were 13 congresspeople who voted against it, and the reasons are range all the way from okay, I can see your point, I don't agree with you, to completely insane. And if we have time, we'll get there. And at 8 o'clock, my commencement speech for the class of 2021, but also includes the class of 2020 because they couldn't graduate. They couldn't be at the ceremony. Let's come back and do more of Handel on the news. It's Layla and Wayne and me.
No recall ads. Okay, so you know how the governor's been showing up as a game show host, giving out money for the Vax for the Win or Vax to Win, campaign to get folks vaccinated. Well, all of this is going into his campaign ads. He wants to make sure people know that he is behind these cash payments and prize money. Here's one of the campaigns videos that came out. Newsom is delivering money to your pocket. That's what the narrator says over a video of a smiling family gathered on the couch in a campaign ad for the governor for his recall. It references the $1,100 in one-time cash payments he's also proposed in his state budget. There are also two other new ads. They're negative against the Republican Party, saying there are negative intentions behind this recall effort, even showing video of people attacking the Capitol back in January. So he's on the move with his new ads.
Yeah, waste of time for everybody on this recall. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. That it's like, and they go, oh, we got rid of Gray Davis, and so we can do it again. It's like comparing traveling across the country in a covered wagon versus jumping on an airline. There's a little bit of a difference, and I'll go into that, and I'll explain why it is a futile effort to remove Gray Davis. Ain't gonna happen. Not even close. And Newsom, yes. Ray Davis was tossed. Very different world.
Flex Alert, the sequel, shorter than the original. We do have a Flex Alert today, but yesterday's was between 5 and 10 p.m. Today's, they're saying between 6 and 9 p.m. If you would do all the things. Don't wash your clothes, turn the thermostat down, turn off the unneeded lights, etc.
How do they figure you knock an hour off? Instead of 5, it goes to 6.
It's not going to be as hot today.
Every weather. So
in
it's
the
always, okay.
It's anticipated demand on the grid.
Yeah, but hour to hour figuring out the weather, I mean, that is pretty specific.
I mean, I would look at it as a positive in that they're trying to limit it as much as possible based on actual calculated needs.
Not arguing that. It's just how they come up with the formula on an hourly basis. I find fascinating.
$3 billion plan. 3.2 billion to be exact. The Biden administration devoting that money to speeding up the development of treatments for COVID-19. And there are some antiviral pills in development that could begin arriving by the end of the year. Of course, after the completion of testing, Dr. Anthony Fauci announced the plan and said that the program would invest in accelerating things that are already in progress for COVID. So this is like another way to approach fighting the virus.
Yeah, which makes, if you're talking about the vaccine for a prophylactic, and it's over the counter, it's going to save a lot of hospitalizations and deaths. If it's that easy just to go down to your local CVS and pick it up and just throw it in your little cart, I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, CDC is looking at a very small number of cases of young people getting the COVID vaccine and then having heart inflammation. So first, the numbers. There have been over 20 million young adults and adolescents who've been vaccinated, and about 300 to 350 have suffered either inflammation of the heart itself or the tissue around the heart. And even though it is an infinitesimally small percentage, they're meeting, an advisory group's going to meet next week to kind of look at the data and see what they can surmise. They were going to meet today, but today's a federal holiday now. So they push that meeting to next week.
And then the question also becomes, and it's trying to figure out how many of those kids would have gotten this particular malady anyway. And so you have to look at the average number in the population, and all of a sudden, what's the increase? And I'm willing to be, and the number is going to even go down. But this gives fodder for the anti-vax people. You see, look at this. We don't want to take a chance of having heart problems with our kids. So you ask, well, okay, 300 million or 300 out of 20 million, where are you comfortable? 300 out of 40 million? Is that number work for you? How about 1 out of 80 million? Is that enough to say it's too risky?
I think those people are full of crap and insincere, and that is a thing they're hiding behind. The idea that, oh, look at this, now I'm worried about the risk of something, because unless you're a Christian Scientist and you don't go to a doctor ever and you don't take anything, you don't even take a Tylenol, then you're being a hypocrite. Because I guarantee you, the people who are saying, I'm not getting vaccinated because look at this, some young people got heart inflammation, I doubt very seriously that they never, ever, ever do anything medically. And you know, Bill, the side effects from all kinds of things are even greater in prevalence than what we're seeing here.
Much greater, and no one complains about that. And if this is the case, if you're worried about this, I'll tell you what you don't want to do is ever live in a single-story home because a meteorite might come in through the roof and take your head off, because there's more of a chance of that happening than there is the side effect like this. Take a break. We'll come back and more handle on the news on this Friday morning. This is KFI AM 640. Let's check in with Layla Muhammad.
The LA County Sheriff's Department has stepped up efforts to find the mother of a newborn found in the trash in Linwood.
The baby boy survived.
From what we were told by hospital staff, the baby was thriving, had a great appetite.
Lieutenant John Adams says surveillance footage has offered clues, and investigators are looking for two women who were at the Yvonne Burke John D. Ham Park last Friday with a distinctive stroller.
Looks like a tricycle with a handle, very bright pink.
Adams says it's believed the baby was born in a bathroom in the park, an abandonment that proved only temporary.
I know there's no shortage of love for this baby. We've had an outpouring of support here at the Sheriff's Department.
In Whittier, Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
The Pomona Police Department's Major Crimes Task Force says it has caught a wanted felon who was armed and dangerous. The cops say they stopped the guy last night when they spotted him in a car with equipment violations. They searched the car and say they found an illegal handgun. A well-known private school in Ojai has admitted to allegations of rape and sexual harassment by faculty members. The Thatcher School has posted a report on its website that has identified 6 staff members accused of sexual violence towards students over the past 40 years. The report was created from interviews with more than 120 former students, parents, and current and former employees. News brought to you by Duffy Power Services. A new water treatment project will be used to keep the Santa Monica Bay a bit cleaner.
The stormwater project near LAX is called Argo. LA City Council member Mike Bonin says this bodes good news for people who use and visit the beach.
It's a huge win for people who live in Playa del Rey and in Westchester.
The project will treat runoff from LAX runways and from streets and surrounding areas. Construction started in 2018. The construction budget was $38.5 million. Claudette Stefanian, KFI News.
The itsy bitsy spider and about 1 million of its relatives have created a spider apocalypse at a town in Australia. Officials say the spiders have migrated to the region of Gippsland and they've covered it in cobwebs. Bug experts say the spiders made the move to escape extreme flooding in other parts of the country. Oh, I'm getting, my skin is just feeling like it's crawling on me right now. Spiders, a crash on the 5.
Northbound side. Just before Garfield in Commerce, I just received good news about this crash. An overturned car has been cleared from the 2 right lanes, but it looks like your ride is unfortunately still recovering from the 605 with a 25-minute delay. Heading to Westminster to an ongoing issue, northbound side of the 405 just before Valley View. A cleanup after a car fire and has the 2 right lanes shut down. This is a fatal crash investigation. It's a heavy ride as you approach Springdale. And in Hawthorne on the 105 westbound at the 405, there's a stall stuck in the right lane. Watch for delays from the 110. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. It's Soren Crump.
Summer, boy, is summer here. And so a lot more water is being consumed. And if you're going through bottled water, for example, that's expensive. It works, but let me suggest another way of doing it, a Life Source whole house water filtration system, where every faucet delivers clean, delicious water. No filter changes, no exchange tanks, and it helps with hard water. Gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine from your water, no salt, chemicals. So keep in mind, this is really high-end filtered water, so you're drinking it. You're bathing in it, you're washing your clothes, your dishes. Imagine doing all of that with bottled water. That's effectively what happens here. Life Source Water. Been in Southern California for over 37 years. All the products are made in the USA. And if you're looking for a new career opportunity, Life Source is currently looking for dedicated team members. Call 800-334-5009. 800-334-5009. Life Source Water. LifeSourceWater.com. Taste and feel the difference.
With just one more win, the Clippers can advance to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. They lead the Utah Jazz 3-2 ahead of tonight's Game 6. And Coach Ty Lue has nothing but praise for all involved.
I'm very proud of the guys. You know, when your best player's down, I mean, it just shows a lot about our team. If anyone's to blame, I'll take the blame, criticism. But our players all year long have been great. You know, they've been phenomenal, staying together. You know, no bickering back and forth. When things get tough, we come together.
Tip-off set for 7 o'clock live on AM 1150. And yes, Kawhi Leonard is still out with a knee injury. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
South Southland weather from KFI. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the triple digits for the valleys, the IE, and the high desert. 80s for the basin and inland OC, 70s along the coast. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Layla Muhammad.
Thinking of buying a house and want a really low interest rate? Owning has a special for home purchases, where Owning pays all your closing costs, and the rate in APR is an unheard of 1.875% for a 15-year fixed mortgage with 20% down. This is the craziest low rate for a mortgage with no closing costs that Owning has ever done. 1.875% rate in APR. Heck, we're almost paying you to live in a new house. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com to see if you qualify for this crazy low 1.875% rate. That's a fixed rate loan at 1.875% with no closing costs. Call 833-2-OWNING now because 1.875 could go away at any time.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval. Offer assumes the use of Lender's Choice Escrow and Title Services. Call 823-858-0066 for terms and conditions.
That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Summer's here, it's time to grill and chill. And Stater Brothers Market's full-service meat counter has all the best cuts, quality, and selection. And when you're done grilling, chill with ice-cold drinks, fresh-cut fruit, and dessert. Grill and chill all summer long with Stater Brothers Markets.
Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley needs used inventory, so we're giving 115% of Kelly Blue Book value when trading for a new Harley this week. Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley has finance specialists on site to help get you approved. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. We trade anything, bikes, cars, RVs, and more. It's worth more at Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley. Oh, way too much in your trade? Get 115% of Kelly Blue Book trade value right now at Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley.
Your neighborhood grocery outlet has all your favorite brands at incredibly low prices. This week, get the grill going with delicious John Morrell meat franks. 12-ounce packages are buy one, get one free.
Cedars-Sinai is right here with over 250 locations in Southern California. For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
Live.
KFI AM 640.
Local.
And our radio station.
Hey, good morning. Bill Handel here on a Friday, June 18th. Tomorrow, Juneteenth. Now an official holiday. And coming up at 8 o'clock, commencement address. I do it not every year, but I'm bringing it back. Also, we have Foodie Friday, and Steve Gregory's joining us. He has a new segment that he's bringing to the table, a season of fire. And Steve does these; they're extraordinary. Back we go. More Handle on the news. Layla, Wayne, and me.
Well, don't blame your low sperm count on the vaccine. Okay, so here's the deal. There's a study because people were worried that, if they get the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, there could be some fertility issues. So researchers at the University of Miami studied the sperm quality of 45 healthy volunteers. They were between the ages of 18 to 50. They had no pre-existing fertility issues. So of these volunteers, they looked at them before their first shot and then 7 days after their second shot and found there was no significant decrease in sperm.
Yeah, 45 people.
Well, I know, I said 45.
Now, I'm repeating that.
Yeah, that's
45 people for a study. It's some indication.
Right. Listen, I just like the way I teased it. That's why I was doing the story.
No, it's a legitimate story. I'm big on sperm stories, mainly because of my background, my legal background, reproductive law. We did a lot, frankly, it was masturbation law. Okay.
What happened?
Bill,
It's true. How else do you think you get sperm specimens?
Oh, wow.
We understand that.
Okay.
Yes. People are lining up in droves to adopt that baby that was abandoned in a trash can at a Linwood Park. This baby was found back on June 11th in the morning inside a trash can in the women's restroom at Yvonne Burke John D. Ham Park, and now they have more people wanting to adopt this child than they could ever hope for, including some of the first responders that were involved in the case, fire personnel, paramedics that responded, detectives from the PD.
There's an interesting phenomenon here. Have you ever noticed when a dog is rescued or a cat is rescued and a story comes out about that animal? In this case, it took a story about this baby. It's an extraordinary story. People just, if they see it or hear about it, they line up by the droves to rescue or adopt. It goes viral, and everybody looking for an adoption is saying, "Okay, I'll do it." And I mean, it's really not a big deal because virtually every baby does get adopted now. So we're not talking about kids are left behind that won't be adopted because of this one. But still interesting that the media is so influential when it comes to these kinds of stories.
Husband admits to murdering wife. This is a story out of Greece. And so this man initially said, listen, some hooded robbers came into our home, they tortured and killed his wife, tied him up helplessly to a chair, and he witnessed all of this. He now comes out and says, yeah, I made the whole thing up about the 3 burglars, and he's the one who killed his wife. He said they were fighting early that evening, and she put the baby in the crib and told him to leave the house. He says he lost his temper, and then he suffocated her with a pillow. Yeah.
What do you do with that?
I don't know what else to say.
And what set him off? She rolled her eyes. I mean, people like this are so crazy that it can take anything.
Well, a police officer in Springfield, Ohio, is on leave after she responded to a call to help a shooting victim and accidentally ran him over. And he later died. He probably would not have died from the gunshot because he was shot in the arm. And he was laying in the street, and he called 911, and he said, I've been shot, I'm laying in the street here. He said, I'm about to die, but I don't think that was true. And this officer responded. She was driving a police SUV. She didn't see him, but ran right over him.
Yeah.
And he was still alive after she ran over him because he was still on the phone with the 911 dispatcher who heard a little commotion and said, what's going on? And he went, they just hit me. Who? The police. But then later, unfortunately, he passed away.
You wonder what's going to happen to the cop. Because this clearly is an accident. I mean, it just happens. And was it negligent to the point where, yeah, maybe, where the police officer didn't do what she should have done in terms of looking ahead or backwards or looking behind? We don't know the exact facts of this. It's a hell of a lawsuit. Let me tell you, this is not going to trial, this case. They're big. The city's going to write some big checks on this one, as they should, by the way. All right, go ahead, Layla. Are you going to do the next story?
It's up to you.
No. We're running right into the appropriate time for the break.
Okay.
So we'll be right back and finish up handle on the news on this Friday morning. All right, Layla, what's the latest?
Well, an excessive heat warning will be in place until 9 p.m. tomorrow in the Antelope Valley and the LA County Mountains. According to the National Weather Service, a record high of 111 was set in Lancaster yesterday. Authorities are searching for 2 women in connection with the discovery of a newborn baby boy in a park restroom in Linwood. The baby survived. And Germany has now given at least 1 COVID-19 vaccine shot to more than half of its population. It's a milestone in what is now a fast-moving vaccination campaign there. We're checking out some trouble on the 405 next.
If you are looking to get out of your house, and a lot of people are moving, downsizing, there are financial issues, you've inherited a house and you really don't know what to do with it, so you list the house, and the agent comes out, you got to clean, that needs painting, you have to repair. Well, imagine selling your home for a fair price without any of that happening. The buyer never walks through your house. It's not, you have to leave on Saturday morning from 10 to 12. We have the buyer. None of that happens. No appraisal, no commissions, and no fees. And you get paid in cash and within 10 days if you need it. That's directbuyers.com. Directbuyers.com. The owners, Janet and Matt, brother and sister, I've spent a long time with. I like the way you do business, and this is important because there's a lot of it's a schlocky business, and there are a lot of schlocks, and Matt and Janet are anything but. They'll never lowball you. They'll give you an honest, no obligation offer. They can even get you $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move. Go to directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Staples Connect helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. And right now, get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer N7-3, valid in store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
Partly sunny today with highs in the 80s to 100 inland, 70s along the coast. This report brought to you by Staples Stores. Let's head down to a crash on the 405.
Northbound side, just before Valley View in Westminster. It's a fatal crash investigation that has the right lane shut down. Watch for delays as you approach Springdale. Now taking a look at the 10 westbound, things are starting to slow down, leaving downtown LA. From the 110, making your way to the 405, that is a 30-minute ride. And things are also starting to bunch up for you on the southbound side of the 5 through Santa Ana. It starts to load up as you approach the Orange Crush. From there, it's a 15-minute ride to the 133 and a 25-minute trip to Ortega Highway. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. From Soren Crump.
This report is sponsored by Grocery Outlet. Your neighborhood grocery outlet has all your favorite brands at incredibly low prices. This week, get the grill going with delicious John Morrell meat franks. 12-ounce packages are buy one, get one free.
Well, ma'am, you gotta love how your new kitchen's coming along.
Okay, not sure that counter looks all that straight.
What do you mean?
Well, he used a level, right?
Nah, eyeballed it. Pretty good, huh?
No. And what's going on with the cabinet?
Pretty good isn't good enough. That's why Toyota certified technicians only use genuine Toyota parts, so they fit your Toyota exactly right. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Hi, I'm the guy that usually tells you about the great deals Toyota's got on their new cars. But today I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm letting you know that due to unprecedented demand, your Toyota dealer actually wants to buy your used car, truck, or SUV. Any make, any model, whether you buy a new Toyota or not. That's a lot less hassle than trying to sell it yourself. So turn your used car into cash at your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
Sign on the line 8DBH True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699.
Some wild things happened in home lending while we were filling in for Handel. The government came out with a new program for homeowners that may have missed out on the lowest rates in lending history.
The government enacted a program just days ago giving homeowners relief on refinancing their homes this very minute.
It's called Refi Now, and millions of homeowners are eligible. You can call True Mortgage 866-33-FASTER or go to truenow.com right now. See if you qualify for this government program.
Here's the thing, it literally takes less than 5 minutes to see if you qualify. This program has one of the biggest government breaks regarding mortgage qualification guidelines ever.
It's true, credit requirements have been loosened by the federal government and rates have been reduced even lower, even for those who are self-employed.
If you're a homeowner and missed out on the lowest rates or couldn't refi, this is your time, but do it today before the program runs out.
Give them a call, 833-66-FASTER, or go to truenow.com, 833-66-FASTER, or dial pound 250 and say True Mortgage. That's pound 250, True Mortgage.
This Mental Health Minute is brought to you by CalHope. Visit calhope.org to learn more about caring for your mental well-being during the coronavirus outbreak. That's calhope.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris, California Surgeon General. COVID-19 has changed our lives. You may feel stressed, worried, lonely, or frustrated, and you're not alone. Here are some tips to help you manage stress and get through this period of uncertainty. Be aware of how much news you're consuming and consider taking breaks. Stay connected with friends and family on the phone and online. Contact those who make you laugh or in general lift your spirits. Stay physically active and eat healthy foods. Remember, physical activity can help boost your mood, improve sleep, and sharpen your focus. If stress or anxiety interfere with your daily activities, call the CalHope Warm Line at 833-317-HOPE. That's 833-317-4673.
These days, it's understandable if you feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID. You're not alone.
CalHope, a program at the California Department of Healthcare Services, can connect you with resources for mental wellness. Visit CalHope at calhope.org to find tips and useful resources to support your mental wellness during these difficult times. calhope.org or call CalHope at 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help. That's 1-833-317-4673. Hope will persevere.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free? Norwegian Cruise Line is back and sailing this summer. Kick back in the Caribbean or take in the stunning sights in Europe. And with our robust health and safety programs, you can cruise confidently. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
I go weeks without writing an email to anybody. I don't like typing. Then you're not trapped with a phone call.
You're supposed to say I gotta go, which is fine, but sometimes I can't do that.
No, I gotta go really works. Like you have to pee.
John and Ken.
Right, I make it sound like I have a terrible bowel movement I've got to release.
Weekdays at 2 on KFI.
And welcome Friday, June 18th. Handle here in the morning crew. Another flex alert today. The heat won't stop. It is searing and it's going to go through the weekend. Also tomorrow, June 18th, it's an official holiday, federal holiday, celebrating the last of the slaves in the United States being told that they weren't slaves anymore. 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. There's a whole history of that maybe we'll cover on Monday. And then my commencement speech coming up at 8 o'clock. Let's go back and finish up. Handle on the News late edition, but no, early edition with Layla, Wayne, and me.
She had run into the law before. The song is appropriate. So this is a woman who got into a fight inside of McDonald's over a slushy order or something. She just pleaded guilty in another attack on her grandmother. So her name is Cherise Cleveland. She's 44 years old. And she is now charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault with the attack in June on the McDonald's worker in a Cleveland suburb. But rewind. She was also charged with assault, kidnapping, in the case of her attack on her grandmother in 2014.
You know, people don't ever look at the other side of the coin. Because the McDonald's will not mix up 2 flavors in a slushie. That's serious stuff.
Sometimes there's no need to be even-handed. You know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, she hit her grandmother with a lamp or something, and it was a lot going on.
Yeah. Generally, people who have anger issues, generally you have anger issues. You don't just have one time.
That's true.
Now, we don't know about this woman. A woman in Tennessee in a Walmart, naked, throwing things, but wait, there's more. Good as a woman can be, anything that Matthew Brown was found in the sporting goods section after they reported what I just said. Partly naked, throwing things. Also, she pooped on herself. When the officers came, she had an axe and a knife in her bra. Please drop the axe. No thank you. Taser 1 didn't work. Taser 2 apparently worked well enough to get her into custody. So she's looking at disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and vandalism.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
She had an axe in her bra?
Physically, how do you do that?
I'm wondering.
Well, there's small hand axes that you can...
That could be. You're right.
I don't care. I wear a bra. You guys wear a bra? No. Where is the axe going?
In her bra.
But listen.
Down the middle part of the foot.
No, we're going to get into that.
I think it's weird that I know more about what you can or cannot put in a bra than Layla does.
And here's the other question I have. She had defecated on herself. And the cops were arguing who's going to handcuff her. You do it. No, you do it. I'm not doing it.
She had an axe in her bra.
Let's move on and finish up the news. What do you
Shark attack. in Florida. Police say they think it's a case of mistaken identity because this person was bitten by a shark while swimming near a fishing line, as if they had to release that part on behalf of the shark. But this person was bitten. This is in Grayton Beach State Park near Seaside, rushed to the hospital in stable condition and expected to make a full recovery.
Yeah, and we don't know the damages or the injury. It's all the way from taking huge chunks out of people to a bite, laceration where you need a few stitches. It runs the gamut with shark attacks.
A woman who was missing after being attacked by bears in Alaska is just fine. So this woman, Tina Kiefer, who is an accomplished outdoors person, called her husband and said, some bears charged at me, and I'm a little worried, I gotta get out of here, and texted him a couple of times, and then no more communication for like a day. Got everybody very worried. The search party was sent out, and then Wednesday evening, she comes out of the woods and she sees one of the search party crew and goes, hey, I need help. So they got her help and she's okay. Yeah. They're saying it was a self-rescue, meaning she got herself out of the woods and back to the road.
And we don't know what kind of attack by the bears. We don't know if they actually bit her or mauled her or they just...
Well, she said they rushed at me, so they may not ever have touched her. But that'll get you turned around in the woods real fast. Yeah. You escape from a bunch of bears coming after you.
Marilyn Monroe statue to face protest. The Forever Maryland statue returning to Palm Springs on Sunday. People are going to show up to protest from the Women's March LA Foundation. They say this statue with, the famous scene of Marilyn Monroe's dress blowing up. They say it's sexist and promotes misogyny. Quote, designed for viewers to walk in between the legs, look up her dress, and snap a picture of her crotch or buttocks for fun.
Yeah, and what they leave out, is those who are arguing that it's misogyny, etc. And you can argue it is, but as a tourist attraction, how many millions of dollars come in? And that is the person who owns the statue who's putting it up. And so, I don't know. I wouldn't take a picture. But I'm sure a lot of people would.
If it's a Maryland statue, like right outside of the Four Seasons, I've taken a picture with that statue.
Yeah, but not
with I didn't go into your dress.
Yeah, not one of those. Right. All right, I think we have time for one more.
All right, well, guess what? This is a nice antidote to the last story. A new series of quarters is coming out honoring notable American women. Here's who you might see on your quarter. Maya Angelou, the celebrated poet. Wilma Mankiller was the first chief of the Cherokee Nation. Adelina Otero Warren was a big leader in the suffrage movement in New Mexico. Sally Ride, the first U.S. woman in space. And Anna May Wong, the first Chinese-American Hollywood film star. They're all going to be on quarters.
Yeah. I have all kinds of issues with this. Not that they don't deserve
issues?
It. Yeah, not that they don't deserve it. But, for example, Sally Ride just happened to be chosen as the first woman versus, for example, Wilma Mankiller, the first principal chief. One seems just a lot more accomplished. One seems much, much more, I think, recognizable as a big issue. Maya Angelou, for example. This is an extraordinary, I didn't know she won the Nobel Prize for literature, but deserved it in any case, which is different than just being chosen. Saying, hey, you're the first one up. Who I think handled it the best? Neil Armstrong, who obviously became the first man on the moon and will go down in history. He always said, hey, I'm just the one that was chosen to do it. You think I'm better than anybody else? We got an astronaut corps here. That's my point. And that's it. And that may seem, Handel, you're going crazy, but...
May seem petty and not worth the effort to complain about.
But I'm big on versus real accomplishment as opposed to a lot of it being serendipitous. I don't see any of the rest of them being a serendipitous moment. That's all.
By the way, Maya Angelou, with all the prizes and honors that she got, not a Nobel.
Yeah, and she should have. She should have won the Nobel Prize for literature. Okay, we're done. Sure going to get some emails on that one for sure. California loosens mask rules for vaccinated employees. Wow, what a change around here. Well, maybe not. And I'll share that story with you. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I was out one night and I finally got home at around 6 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, he comes to my room. He goes, "Hey, what time did you get home last night?" I said, "I don't know. Got right before midnight." And he says, "Okay." The LA Times gets delivered at 5:30 in the morning, and he walks out. So I said, "Hey, Dad. Why'd you tell me the LA Times gets delivered at 5:30? He says, "Your car's parked on it."
Happy Father's Day from KFI.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Another day, another call to conserve energy. I'm Layla Muhammad, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The operator of California's grid has declared a flex alert.
The grid lost about 1,100 megawatts of electricity supply as the heat poured on yesterday.
We wanted to be cautious and maintain that flex alert for at least a few hours.
California Independent System Operator COO Mark Rothleiter says that's why Californians will be asked to flex again tonight from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, so run the big appliances before then and pre-cool homes.
Something probably in a comfortable range of 70 to 72 degrees.
Rothleiter says the grid also scored some extra supply thanks to the governor's emergency proclamation allowing some backup generators to fire up. Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
Palm Springs has matched its all-time record high temperature. The National Weather Service says it was 123 degrees yesterday. Ooh, it says the last time it was that hot was in 1995. It also got to 123 in Palm Springs in 1993. The Weather Service says excessive heat warnings will stay in place in the Inland Empire until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. It says a high-pressure system has expanded over Southern California, causing the dangerous heat this week. Federal courts in Los Angeles, Santa Ana, and Riverside are closed today for the new Juneteenth national holiday. The actual holiday is tomorrow on June 19th, but federal offices will be closed today because it's the nearest work day to the holiday. President Biden signed Juneteenth into law yesterday. It commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. when the final slaves learned of their freedom in Galveston, Texas. The mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, says the holiday doesn't mean it's time to relax the push for racial justice.
For black folks, it's been a holiday. But we'll share the holiday with everybody else. No problem.
It's the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Jr. Day was created in 1983. The California Employment Development Department says it will stop giving unemployment benefits to people who are not actively looking for work. Under federal law, people who are out of work have to actively look for a job so they can file for unemployment. The federal government let that slide during the pandemic, but the California EDD says it will bring that requirement back starting July 11th. Charges have been filed in Florida against a 14-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy accused of getting into a shootout with sheriff's deputies. State Attorney R.J. Larissa says the girl has been charged as an adult.
The judge has the discretion, ultimately, to issue juvenile sanctions.
The kids allegedly ran away from a children's home earlier this month and broke into a home where they found a shotgun, an AK-47, and ammunition. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies say the kids began firing and officers fired back. The girl was hit. The boy gave up. Two members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association say they're leaving the group because the majority of its members are resistant to efforts to improve diversity and ethical standards. The association was criticized earlier this year when the LA Times reported the association had no black members. Its main event every year is the Golden Globe Awards, which NBC did not put to air in January. Rapper Nipsey Hussle and actress Carrie Fisher are getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They are among nearly 40 stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame class of 2022. Michael B. Jordan, Salma Hayek, and Jason Momoa are also among the other celebrities who will receive the honor. Let's check in on some traffic. Right now we have trouble on the 210.
Eastbound side has a crash in Stillmar just before Roxford. It's a crash involving a motorcycle that's taking to that left lane. Watch for delays as you approach the crash site. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're fine. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Westminster, northbound side of the 405 at Valley View, there is a crash investigation that is taking to the right lane. Watch for delays as you approach Springdale. In Anaheim, on the westbound side of the 91, just before you flip, there is a crash that's blocking the right lane. And in Virginia Hills, northbound side of the 5, just before Lake Forest, there is a stall stuck in the left lane. KFI and this guy help get you there faster and storing trucks.
The Angels were already leading the
in the 7th when Taylor Ward took his at bat. Taylor Ward was over 3 innings so far. That's his first career grand slam. The Halos won by a score of 7-5. Game 2 tonight at 6:38 with Alex Cobb on the mound. The Dodgers are back in action. They're at the Arizona Diamondbacks at 6:40 today. Trevor Bauer is set to start, and you can hear it all live on AM 570 LA Sports or in HD through the iHeartRadio app. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
All right, so with your horrible teeth, your horrible mouth, you've been given a pass because for the last year you've been covering it up with a face mask. Well, those days are gone or about to end, and now we're back to your horrible mouth, your horrible teeth, decayed, missing, and people can see it. And that's not pleasant. And so let me give you an idea, which I've been telling you for years. Dr. Cunning and the one permanent teeth in a day procedure done while you sleep. Literally, you're several hours in the dentist chair and you wake up with a brand new, brilliant smile, probably better than you've ever looked. No dental procedures again after that. You can toss away, of course, your dentures. Until June 30th, an exam, x-ray, CT scan, $1,500 free. And then tomorrow in Montclair, there's an outdoor seminar. You'll meet the patients. You'll learn how all of this works. Call 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
Hey, it's Gary Hoffman. Let's talk about your Medicare coverage. Are you new to Medicare? Scan Health Plan is here to help. With Scan, you get comprehensive coverage plus extra benefits that may surprise you, all with exceptional service you won't find anywhere else. Call Scan at 1-855-370-7226, TTY 711, or ask your agent about Scan. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarms. The Dow is down 428 points. S&P down 37, NASDAQ down 69. Gold is $17.75 an ounce and oil $71.47 a barrel.
Celebrating 75 years of security that's second to none. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Southland weather from KFI, partly sunny skies for your Friday. Highs in the triple digits for the valleys, the Inland Empire, and the high desert. 80s for the LA Basin and Inland OC. 70s along the coast. And we have upper 80s to around 90 in the mountains. Right now it's 73 in Brea, 64 in Costa Mesa, 70 in Corona, and 64 in Long Beach. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Layla Muhammad.
Good morning on a Friday, June 18th. Candle and the morning cruise. The heat wave continues through the weekend and next week. Flex alert, second one this week. Starts tonight at 6 o'clock. And boy, this drought is getting bad. It's going to get worse. Also coming up at 8 o'clock, my commencement address to the class of 2021 and 2020 because they weren't able to go to the graduation. Now, California, and we've been talking about this for the last few days, loosens its mask rules for vaccinated employees. Now, across the country, there are states are loosening up their requirements, and it's just quickly getting back to prior to the pandemic, as if the pandemic never happened. Although I think that's going to change as the Delta variant is now spreading across the country. More virulent, they think, certainly more contagious. And now 10% of the cases being reported are the Delta variant. And that's not good stuff. But the unmasking of America, if you will, loosening the mask rules, if you look at the rules, they make a lot of sense. I have no problem with this. But every one of the rules across the country has a loophole big enough to drive a dump truck through, which effectively makes the rule, the protection, it has no teeth. literally it has no teeth. Which, if you wear a mask, by the way, it really doesn't matter if you have no teeth. But now, it's a Dr. Penny commercial. Now, we have the ability to ignore the rule if you have not been vaccinated. So I'll tell you about that in a second. So OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Standards, the board here in California, voted 5-1 to basically eliminate pandemic-related restrictions on workplaces and except if you haven't been vaccinated. And if you have not been vaccinated, then requirements kick in. You have to wear a mask in certain areas with other people. That you can be by yourself and not wear one, but when you congregate, workplace, you have to wear a mask. All right, unless you have been vaccinated. But here's the hole, and that is, how do they tell if you've been vaccinated? Do they ask you to show the card? No. If you have a medical issue and you can't be vaccinated, you show a doctor's note on a prescription pad, for example. By the way, that's really bad news if you're making one of those up. No. All you have to say is, I've been vaccinated. That's it. And nothing applies to me. I'm in the same position as everybody else who have been vaccinated. And what? So why even bother? Like stated income. Remember during the bubble, the last real estate bubble, which went crazy? Today you borrow money, they actually check to see how much